I want to talk about 2024 and 2024's possible Republican contenders. I'm not talking about Donald Trump here. Donald Trump is running, at least for now, unless he drops out. I'm talking about the other possible contenders. And Fox Business, and actually Fox News in general, has regularly been putting up images like the one we're putting up now. This one is called Possible Republican Candidates in 2024. And indeed, Donald Trump isn't on that list because Trump is not a possible candidate. He is a candidate. The folks listed include former Vice President Mike Pence, current Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, Larry Hogan, Asa Hutchinson, Senator Tim Scott, Mike Pompeo, Nikki Haley, and Chris Christie. And what's really interesting about this list is that it's a really scary list. And I thought, let's just talk a little bit about the people that are sort of considered contenders to be Republican presidential nominee, at least hypothetically, and think through how extreme the party has gotten. At the end of the segment, I'll tell you who would be my choice if I wanted to limit damage to the country, and I'll tell you in a moment. You've got Mike Pence. Mike Pence, wildly against abortion, skeptical about climate change, has a history of opposing LGBT rights, wants to build that wall with Mexico, has been against Obamacare, never mind stronger healthcare programs than Obamacare, seems very interested in religion more and more officially playing a role in civil government, and also just on a personal level is kind of a moron in the sense that even though Trump's supporters were calling for him to be hanged, he still doesn't totally denounce Trump, although he kind of has, and he said, I think we'll have better candidates or whatever. It's just a guy who is both spineless and has some of the worst political views. That's one alternative to Trump for the Republican Party. Okay, it's pretty bad. Then you've got Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, whose record as Florida governor, is one of regularly signing into law bills that restrict abortion in Florida, loves restricting abortion. Regularly weakens gun laws in Florida at every opportunity, supported repealing the Affordable Care Act, has a horrible environmental record in Florida, loves fossil fuels, opportunities to use more fossil fuels and make it easier to use fossil fuels. DeSantis loves it. And in addition to that, DeSantis is arguably more competent than Trump, and as a result could be extraordinarily more dangerous if he became the president of the United States. Then you've got arguably one of the slightly less extreme people on the list, Larry Hogan. But you look at his record and it's horrifying. Against abortion, as most of these people are, against the Affordable Care Act, tried to repeal the Affordable Care Act, supports the oil and gas industry, backwards, just totally backwards, and we're supposed to see him as less extreme. To pick a senator, Tim Scott from South Carolina. Tim Scott, against abortion, wants to restrict access to abortion, is against any gun safety regulations, supports every tax cut that's proposed, skeptical about climate science, even though he doesn't actually know anything about it. So I could go on and on and on. It's an insane list of people. Now, if I look at the list and you said to me, David, and this is something that probably would bring tears to your eyes. If you came to me and said, David, it's going to be one of the people on this list, tears. If you knew it was going to be one of these people who defeat the Democrat, who would you choose? To me, it seems clear that it's Chris Christie. And I'm glad to hear from other people and see your opinions. But when I look at this list, Pence, DeSantis, Youngkin, Hogan, Hutchinson, Scott, Pompeo, Haley, Christie, and then Trump, who has already declared. To me, it's Chris Christie. Chris Christie is a smart guy in a way that a lot of these other people aren't. Maybe DeSantis, but you know, like Pence and Youngkin. Christie is a smart guy, former prosecutor, more moderate socially, to some degree because of his experience as governor, and a Northeastern governor, understands compromise and working across the aisle in a way that some of these other people do. Now, I know people will write to me and say, David, Christie's insane. What are you talking about? Remember, it's if one of these people was going to be the next president, I think I'm choosing Chris Christie. And I'm interested to hear from others, but it's shaping up to be a pretty scary list. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, names like Don Jr. are sometimes thrown around. They're not showing up on this list, at least not yet. And I think we should probably be happy about that. Did you know that half of Americans are deficient in vitamin A, vitamin C, and magnesium? Most Americans are deficient in vitamin D. I take vitamin D during the winter. It is sometimes difficult to eat exactly the right amount of each food to get exactly what you need. I just make my life simpler with AG1 by Athletic Greens. In the morning, 1 scoop of AG1. I get the entire day's worth of 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. It's what I want. It's no more. It's no less. It's not making any outlandish claims. It's just an easy, sustainable routine. I've tried different ways of taking vitamins. AG1 is cheaper. It's quicker. It's tastier. I'm not fumbling around with different capsules. It tastes great to drink straight with water. Sometimes I'll put it in a smoothie or shake. It's simple. It's something easy you can do going into the new year, staying properly nourished. Athletic Greens is giving my audience a free year's supply of vitamin D. I take that every day in winter. Plus, you'll get 5 free travel packs of AG1. Go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman. The link is down below.